Parapsychology Today, a program of investigation into the realms of the unknown. Suspend your mind for a moment and journey to a world beyond the five senses. Parapsychology Today is a program exploring ideas, theories, and concepts that have been around since ancient times. We'll journey to outer worlds and inner worlds. We'll look into such phenomena as past lives, UFOs, and hauntings. And we'll explore psychic ability as it relates to human potential. We do not intend to prove or persuade, but rather present theories and personal stories of ventures into the world of parapsychology. Whatever your beliefs, we hope this program will start you thinking about a reality beyond the five senses.
Hi, welcome to our show, Parapsychology Today. It's a show on, you saw the video, so I won't repeat it, but we don't want to persuade you, or we just want to open our minds so that to explore ideas and open our hearts and minds to infinite possibilities that can change and enrich our lives, and that's our purpose, to change and enrich our lives. And today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, auras and chakras. And my guest today is Sheyla de Jesus. You have to have a difficult name, Sheyla, but that's okay. So before we get going on auras and chakras, tell us a little bit about yourself. We like to establish your credibility or your credentials, so the audience know I didn't just pick somebody off the street to talk about this stuff.
That would be funny.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
So my name is Sheyla de Jesus. I started my journey about 13 years ago in a active meditation class back in Chicago, and just found it to really resonate and cause a shift in my life in a really radical way of changing my career and whatnot. So I decided to continue my studies and learn how to hone in on my clairvoyance, which is your ability to see energy. And so since then I've studied, about 9 years between clairvoyance, being a medium and channeling, and also teaching others how to turn on their abilities and use it to create a more authentic life.
Now you mentioned clairvoyance can see energy, but what is a medium?
A medium can kind of speak to beings, meaning, either those that have passed or higher level beings like angels.
And that's how you do it, by channeling?
You channel, yeah. That's how I do it. And there's many forms of being a medium that exist. All I think are very unique in their own way. I myself channel in a way of having conversation and through my voice box and being able to connect to a being that way.
And a lot of the people I've interviewed have had this abilities when they were children. So did you have some abilities as a child?
Yeah, it's funny, as a kid I didn't know that's what it was, right? I could always see things that others couldn't see, or feel emotions that were other people's emotions and not know that.
What would you see?
Like, oh gosh, I would see like little beings. I used to see this guy floating on top of my kitchen table when I was a little kid, and I can see him, like I could still remember it as if it was happening now, because it was my first time seeing it while awake, right? And it turned out, years later, I told my mom about it. I used to scare my mom quite a bit, and I didn't really want to tell her anymore because she started saying all crazy stuff to me. So I was like,
so your parents weren't open to it?
It's not that they weren't open to it, they just didn't know. Like my mom didn't know how to navigate.
She thought you had an imagination, maybe?
She thought like, oh no, something's wrong.
Oh no.
Because I was scared most of the time. But when I saw this blue guy he was floating on top of the table, and he was smoking a cigar, and he had a hat on, like a fedora. And years later, when I was an adult, I asked my mom, hey, this is the guy I first saw. And she was more comfortable when I was telling her. And she showed me a picture of my uncle that passed away when I was a tiny baby. And it was my uncle that I saw floating.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought that was so cool. I was like, oh, how cool. And since then, I have a relationship with him in spirit, but it's pretty neat. And he was dressed the same way in the picture. that he
so
was
good
when
you
I
got
saw
some
him.
resolution to that
Yeah.
experience. Now, is that what made you take this meditation class, because you had these feelings?
No, in fact, I had a vacation it was like not unique at all. I had a vacation get canceled, and I was like, you know, I'm still gonna take the time off, and I'm gonna look up weird stuff to do in Chicago. And I did a bunch of different things that week. I went to a Reiki healer, and she actually led me to the school that I ended up going to. But I did like a sensory deprivation tank. I went to an open transcendent meditation class. I did a bunch of weird stuff.
But that's because your childhood was weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
That what drew you to it. That drew you to it.
But the intentions were like, how can I have a stay-at-home vacation and do something fun? And so I decided to go into the spiritual realm, and I'm so happy I did.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people are, because you help a lot of people, don't you?
Yes.
What do you do today to help people?
Oh, I help people move through some of the energy they handle, like judgment or fears around taking steps in their lives. If that step is like buying a home or building a relationship or moving through some trauma that has set the tone of fear in their life. Help them navigate through that and get to more of what their spirit wants, which is like a validating life experience.
So you've been helping a lot of people for how many years now?
It's going to be 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, so because you know about energy, we can talk about our topic, auras.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to chakras. Let's talk about auras first. So let's start out with your aura. I'm going to hold this to the camera over here because this is really interesting. And it's golden. I've never seen a golden aura. Can you tell us the story behind this?
Yes, so I was actually at a Mind, Body, and Spirit Expo, and there was another vendor across from me that was doing aura photos, and I had a colleague with me helping me in my booth, and she challenged me, and she's like, oh my God, are you gonna get your aura picture taken? And I said, no way, that can't be real. That's so silly. And she's like, what, Sheyla? I can't believe you have judgment. And I was like, you know what, challenge accepted. I'm gonna go test it out. So I did readings all day, and I knew that my aura had all different colors in it because I've been reading like probably about 12 people back to back to back. So at the end of the day, I went to the aura session right before we closed down, and I said, hey, can I have my aura taken, my picture taken? And she's like, yeah. And I sat down, and she's like, oh my gosh, there's all these colors, probably because she knew I was a practitioner there. She's like, probably because you've been reading. I was like, yeah, give me a moment. Don't take the picture yet, give me a moment. And she had like 4 different colors she saw, right? In my aura. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if this thing works. And I closed my eyes for maybe about 4 seconds, and I went to gold. Because that's the vibration I work with, it's forgiveness and grace. And so I went to gold, and she turned back to take the picture, and she was like, wait a minute, what happened? Your aura's all gold. And she took the picture, and I kind of snarky smiled, and I was like, I wanted to see if your machine worked. So I went to gold, and hey, your machine works. And she goes, I know that. And I go, well, I didn't.
That's a great story. I love that. Now, years ago, I did another show on aura imaging where they take, it's Kirlian photography.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I went in, and I'd like to research before I do my interviews, whether or not it looks that way, I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to hold my aura up to the camera for just a minute. And at the time, I was having some leg pain, and I think green and blue are healing energy. So I think somehow I was channeling some healing energies to help me. Would you say that's from what you know about auras? Would you say the green and I have a lot of green and blue.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
Well,
I love it.
Anyway, it was kind of fun. And when I did my show, the aura imager guy, he picked out several people that he thought had interesting auras, and we did healings with them. And the auras can change, you know?
Yes.
First, we got to establish one thing. We got to know that everything is energy.
Yes.
I mean, we're energy, animals are energy, living creatures are energy, but also this table is energy, isn't it? Energy is moving on this table. So can inanimate objects have auras too?
I think everything has an energy around it, right?
So it has an aura.
Everything. I think everything has an energy field around it. This is like if you're in New York and you get on the train and the train is packed, someone cannot be touching you, but you can feel someone standing behind you.
You feel their energy.
Because their aura is in your aura.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
But people, a lot of people have a hard time believing that a table has an aura, but
Yes.
it's vibrating. So if it's energy, it has an aura. It doesn't
Yeah.
have. We'll get to chakras. It doesn't have a chakra, but it has an aura.
Yeah, this room
Boy.
has an energy to it, right?
Can you feel it?
Yeah, yeah. I think it has a lot of movement because there's people creating in this room several different times during a week. So there's movement, right? If you go to a room that's very dusty and hasn't had anyone open the door in there very often, it can feel kind of stuffy, right?
Oh.
I think energy with items can be the same. This is why, like, I love going to estate sales because so many of those items have the owner's energy in it. And I just think that's really beautiful. You can feel the love they had or how it was they got it and have it with you. The other thing you can do is you can move your energy off of an item too. So you don't give away your energy when you're selling things or detoxing your home.
I know that sometimes people will buy a home and sometimes energy gets stuck in the cracks or the corners.
Yes.
And people will get a smudge and they will smudge the energy to get rid of the energy because sometimes you don't want that leftover energy in your house, right?
Right.
But that's another whole topic.
Yeah,
We could talk energy all day.
We can. We totally can.
So we looked at your aura and we know the story behind it. That's just great. So where does this energy come from? How far does it extend, the auras? Can it extend really far?
So your aura is actually quite magical, and I think your aura can be used as a tool. So here's an example. Most people, if you live in a city, you're going to have your aura about 2 feet to 1.5 feet around you. Now, if you live in the coast, let's say, and there's a lot of space between homes, you might have your aura be really big because it feels safer to have your aura really big, right? I always love to compare how people perform on a stage. I can tell when a performer, like Paul McCartney, I went to see him in Wrigley Field, which is a pretty big stadium in Chicago, and he made his aura as big as the stadium to perform. So everyone is in his aura, having this incredible experience with this musician.
Do you think he knew what he was doing, or do you think he just
No.
loves music and
I
because
think
his love of music expanded his aura?
I think it's an unconscious act
Yeah.
most of the time, but I think it's real.
Except when you're doing it.
Yeah, or when you learn how to do it and
Yeah.
bring some consciousness to it and intention, you can really change your experience in the world by having intention of like, ooh, I'm at a family reunion and I'm gonna give a speech. What would happen if I put my aura really big? Everyone's attention would be on you then. Have you ever given a speech and there's people talking in the audience? That's usually someone that is a little nervous and maybe has their aura about 2 feet wide and doesn't want to really engage the audience because they're a little nervous. They want to talk, right? It's a different experience opposed to going onto a stage and being like, all right, let me embrace this experience, also known as expand my aura, to include all these people in my engagement with them. That really changes your relationship.
Does your health make a difference? Like if you're not healthy, your aura is probably small.
Absolutely.
And the colors will change too.
Yeah, so the wonderful thing, in my belief system, I think there's many different ways of learning about an aura, and I don't think that there's a wrong way. I like to think that colors mean different things for each person. So I try when I'm teaching about this, not to have someone be locked in on just 7 colors, right? I want them to be open to like, maybe you can have yellow in your first layer.
So what does gold mean?
Gold is, for me, is vibration of forgiveness and grace.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And then green and blue, I think, are healing energies.
I think they can be. I think if you feel that they are healing energies, then that is your healing energy. Yeah. For me, blue, when I radiate at blue or have intentions to be at blue, it's about certainty for me.
Certainty?
Yeah, having more certainty, connection to my spirit, and
being sure about something. So different colors can mean different things depending.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think this is where there can be fluidity and you can have your own answer. A lot of the work I do is about helping people move through energy to find their own answer, to see what does red mean for you?
You're right.
What does pink mean
That's
for you?
That's interesting. I never thought of it that way. How do we keep our auras healthy? Like I told you, I don't want to, before we got doing this interview, about somebody I knew, and somebody told me he had a gray aura. Does that mean he's thinking negative thoughts, or he's unhealthy? Or, I mean, gray doesn't sound like a good color to me.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we're going through big obstacles in our lives or handling a demand of some kind, it can be really easy to feel depleted, to feel empty, to feel overwhelmed. And those kind of colors usually come in like white or gray, sometimes even black if you're in pain.
Oh, gee.
Right? And that is just energy, right? If you look at everything through energy, then you can move energy, you can heal yourself.
Energy. Yes, you can heal yourself.
If you look at it as something like, oh, I'm blocked and I can't move this is just who I am, it's easy to get caught in being a victim to what you're experiencing versus this problem is just an energy and I can move past this and move this energy and not let this problem set the tone of my life.
When I did a show with auras one time, we took people's auras and then we had healers, and so people that, like one lady had, I remember, I won't mention who she is, but she had an altercation with her mom, and so aura was kind of, and so she worked with a healer and aura changed. In fact, she worked with another healer. Aura changed 3 times, and we took pictures.
Yes.
Changed 3 times. It was really fascinating.
I think there's a misconception that you can't change that fast, but you can. I mean, I did it in 4 seconds.
Yes, you did it. 4
Anyone
seconds,
can do it. That wasn't.
Yeah.
That isn't.
The healer helped her though. The
Yes.
healer, when she found out why your aura is this color, it's because she had just an altercation with her mom. She was feeling kind of down, and I remember trying to see auras, and we stood people up against a white wall, and we could actually see it. You know, you can practice. You can practice seeing auras, can't you?
Yes.
I'm wondering, when a person's getting ready to cross over to leave their body, does their aura shrink? Must shrink because the energy, you're leaving, your energy is leaving your body, so the aura must dissipate, right?
Yeah, I think when someone's passing away, it takes some, depending on the circumstances, because everyone's journey is a little bit different. I think that your aura is an energy field around you, and if you're passing, the being of you is passing, that energy slowly starts to move up with you. And it does take some time. What I will say though is, you know, I kind of have a weird relationship with people that pass because I think death is actually a beautiful experience. I don't wish death on anyone.
No, because people.
But witnessing it.
Yeah, not only leaving people behind, but the person going, either they were physically suffering or for whatever, and then they're back to their spirit, who they truly are. I'm not saying that you don't miss people. Of course you do.
Yeah.
So, do you think? Does anybody leave there? What's a ghost? It's not the aura left behind, is it?
It's a part of like a residual energy of a person. Perhaps it's because someone really misses them and is holding on tight to them, or it can be that they're trying to heal still circumstances. You know, sometimes they know they're gone, but they can't really cross over until they get a little bit of healing. Because even in spirit, when we pass, we're still on a journey of healing that doesn't end. We still get to have opportunity to heal, even in spirit. So sometimes if a ghost, right, an energy is lingering, usually is they want to resolve something.
That's interesting. God, there's so much.
I know.
Anyway, is there anything else we want to talk about with auras? Like we said, everything has an aura. Now we're going to move on to chakras.
Yeah.
And I'll hold up a picture to the camera here in just a minute. So while I'm getting ready, what are chakras actually?
So chakras, similar to your aura, are energy centers. Now your aura is an energy field around you, and chakras are energy centers in your body. And each energy...
excuse me a minute, Kelly, I'm going to do this because I don't want this writing. I'm trying to make this much nicer so people can see it better. Oh, let's see. This is not that easy. There we go. Oh, no.
There you
got to go the opposite. It's like in the mirror. So how many chakras do we have in the body?
Well, you have your main 7 that kind of run through the center, and then you have 2 in your hand and 2 in your feet.
Okay.
And I would say those are your core chakras.
Okay.
Now there's more chakras, of course, but they
We'll
kind
stick
of
with the first.
Yeah,
in
they
the
kind
body.
of float above you.
Yeah.
So the body chakras are also in alignment to different aspects of you. example here would be your first chakra. Now, I want to also preface that there's many different answers to this. This is just my answer and how I've studied it and how I work with people. And in a way, how I like to say, it's like my pictures of how I look at chakras. But I think it's important to say that there's free will and you can have your own answer with this as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I think some people are locked into certain practices and they might have a different definition of the first chakra or the seventh chakra, and I think that that's okay. I don't think that anything when it comes to working with energy is one answer. So I think having permission to have your own answer is so important. Now, back to the chakra, right? First chakra is survival, safety, security.
Your root chakra.
Yeah.
And that is located in what part of your body?
Right at the base. So like the back of it is at the base of your spine. And it's almost like a cone shape. So the wider part is in the front of you. The thinner part is in the back of you. And so as an example, the first chakra is around safety, survival, and security. Let's say you lose your job and you're in scarcity and you're in fear. You might handle some energy around your stomach. You might feel like unsafe. You might be in constant effort to try and figure out a new resolution. It doesn't feel good in your body. Now, let's say you win the lottery and you don't have to worry about money for 8 generations of your family. Your first chakra might have a lot of movement in it and might vibrate at this really beautiful blue instead of red. Now, some people, when they look at your first chakra, like your first chakra is always red, and red is what.
I see what you're saying. Right. It depends on what.
And that's just
going
not
on in your life.
I just don't think that's the answer necessarily for me.
Now, to make a difference between chakra and auras, we said everything has an aura, even. But not everything has a chakra. You have to be living to have a chakra, right?
Yeah, you have to have a heartbeat.
Have to have a heartbeat. So it could be animals. Well, could it be insects or anything like that?
I would say that they have. Now, this is where it gets really fun. Not all animals have all those chakras activated in their bodies. Like my cat is a great example of this. My cat had first through the fourth chakra activated, and their paw activated, but the rest of them were not. So my cat was very codependent on me, on spirit. Like, hey, what are we doing out here? Is it safe out here? Right? And would look at me. I'm like, yeah, we were safe out here. And then okay, we're good out here. Because my cat was the highest vibration, or the highest chakra it can work from was the heart chakra, the fourth chakra.
Yeah, because a cat's different. I mean, yeah. What about a dog, though? Is a dog?
A dog is really similar.
Oh, okay.
The really interesting thing with dogs is that sometimes dogs have the fifth chakra. Not all of them have it activated, but most of them.
And that's your throat, so they can
communicate.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever met a dog that you can look at them and know what they want? Like they just always, even if you don't identify.
My daughter probably can, but I can't. I only have fish and frogs. I don't have a dog.
Yeah. Well, even with a fish, I've realized like they have personality. I have a turtle at home and they don't talk, but my goodness, my turtle is very much of like, I'm going to communicate with pictures and tell you what I want.
Now, there's a difference between the animals we're talking about, and what about insects like worms or flies or mosquitoes? Would they have any chakras?
I think that they would. I think it would be probably just the first chakra, which is around survival.
Survival, right.
Right?
Yeah, I know. I don't like to kill anything, but if you put if you go after a fly, it'll run away. I mean, these insects will run away. So you're right. I can see where they'd have the first chakra, the survival chakra. That's interesting. Very interesting. So, so the bodies have now. They're corresponding to different organs. Then let's take a human. Let's go back to a human. The body chakras are corresponding to different organs of the body. So the heart chakra. Tell us about what's after the root chakra? Let's work our way up.
Okay, so the first chakra we covered. The second chakra is your sensuality, your intuition.
Is that your stomach?
Yes.
Okay.
Right into the stomach, right above like the belly
Your
button.
intuition. Oh, that's why people say,
I have a gut feeling.
I've got a gut feeling. That's
where that comes from.
I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah, I got a feeling. That's your second chakra being like, hey, warning, warning. Listen to me, right?
Is that where your intuition is located too?
Yeah, so your intuition can be used from your second chakra. Also, what's really cool is you can also have this higher level of intuition, which is your seventh chakra, when spirit comes in.
Right.
So there's two ways, of getting information.
I've always felt intuitive, so.
Yeah.
So I think it's coming from here, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Although I do get
absolutely.
yeah. Or unless I have a gut feeling, say, yeah, I don't think I'll, you know.
Yeah.
But I think when it's something that's really affecting my life, I think it's coming from here. I don't know.
Yeah.
So now you said the colors are different. I mean, in my book, each one has a color, but you said you think it's a personal thing.
Yeah, I think it's a personal thing because as human, like we're all human and going through life and experiencing life. A good example, the third chakra is your distribution, how you distribute your energy.
And where is that located in your body?
Right in the center, right here.
Okay.
And that chakra is really important because we live in bodies and that chakra wants to work really hard. And so when you're in effort and trying to make money, some people have it easier, right? Making money than others. This is why I think chakras are different colors. You can have a chakra that's been very validated in wealth and in work and creativity, and you can have a chakra that's been handled some hiccups in creativity or restrictions.
I could see where your thoughts and your mind would change your chakras too.
Yes.
And they're spinning, aren't they? And some spin very fast. And so can you speed up the spinning?
Yes, yes. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually.
Tell us about that.
So I actually teach a class and I use music, but you don't need music to use it. But you think of it as a record, like, you know, a Lazy Susan? I think of a chakra like a Lazy Susan.
Right, those we have.
They're those things you put all the condiments
on,
on,
you turn them around.
and then you turn it. If you turn that too fast, everything goes flying off, right?
Right.
I tell my students, turn it as fast as you can and let everything that is not yours fly off.
Oh, that's a great
the
visual.
Lazy Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really helps to like reconnect to your own energy there.
That's a great visual.
Yeah.
So they spin. Okay. And does the spinning have to do with what you're thinking about, or your health, or like if you're what's the difference between the healthy person's chakra and a sick person's chakra?
I think it just depends on, like, a healthy person. I kind of feel we all have energies that we need to work through.
Right.
And regardless of the spike in like how healthy or unhealthy you are, I think it's important to know that there's no one perfect out there. So I don't think there's a chakra that doesn't need any work. However, if there's someone that is ill and emptying out their energy of their body because they're getting ready to transition, I don't think that they're unhealthy. I think they're in transition, and therefore some of their chakras might shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Like they may not work anymore, so their third chakra will close down because they're not really worried about being active in the world that way.
Now, we talked about seeing auras, but can you see chakras? You might.
Yeah.
You can. I don't think I can, but you
Yeah.
can, yeah.
I think, so this is where I think gets really fun. I think the work I do is great and it's individual to me, but I don't think I'm the only one that can do it. I think
Yeah.
I can take you or anyone in the world
Teach us.
and teach you. But I like to use the analogy of working out at a gym, right?
Yeah.
You have to really be committed to it to like see a muscle. You can't get a muscle overnight. You can't get a muscle in a week.
I know. I go 3
right?
times a week to get a muscle.
Right. So then, therefore, I think looking and learning how to see a chakra or see energy, you have to go to the psychic gym, I call it, and meditate every day and use your tools to start looking at it every day so the muscle gets stronger and you start to really earn your own validation and trusting yourself by seeing it yourself, because no one can tell you good job
Yeah.
when you're looking at something for yourself. And I think that that's really a rich tool to have, because we live in a world that we seek external validation. And how rich is that to like learn to do something for yourself and really own that skill?
Now, the first 3 or 4 chakras, was it the first 3 that are, and were the 3 that are connected to spirit? I mean, there's a distribution.
So
what's the next chakra? Your heart?
The fourth, the heart chakra,
Yeah.
which is your affinity to yourself, love for yourself, and love externally. It's also your place where you hold all those sweet little gifts of your identity. So all those thoughts and images and things around your identity live in your fourth. Then you have your fifth chakra, which is about communication internally and communication externally. And your sixth chakra, which is
Third eye.
Third eye, yeah. It's your seeing ability, your ability to see energy.
Can you open up your third chakra?
Absolutely. Your fourth, I mean your sixth chakra?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Your third eye. I said
your third eye.
Your
Yeah.
third eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't open it up.
You can, absolutely. Anyone can.
I heard that toxins close it down.
I think anything that any substance abuse of any kind.
Yeah, by that I don't mean people abusing it. I mean people, taking it in and stuff that we have that we don't know we have.
Yeah, I think here's a funny thing. I think that you can heal the energy of anything.
Oh, that's a good thought.
So if you're eating food, listen, I'm not saying if you eat a bunch of sugar and you run energy through it, it's going to heal it. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that sometimes you can heal energy of food within you so you don't have some of the side effects. Now, that takes some time.
And I wasn't thinking of food, I was thinking of something else, but I'll talk to you after the show.
Yeah.
Now, we can take pictures of auras. Can we take pictures of chakras? Is there a camera like we have aura imaging where we take pictures of auras? But
yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily work in that realm of photography with science and that. I mean, that would be really cool to see if that was possible, but I'm not sure, because if you go to a doctor's office and be like, can you look at my first chakra? They're going to look at you and be like, all right, we're sending you somewhere else.
Right.
You're in the wrong office.
No, if I go to somebody like you to look at my chakras, not a doctor.
Yeah, right.
Now, is there anything you want to add about the energy centers in our body, or the auras, the chakras, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would. There is this part of you that thinks that you can't change. Not you specifically, but
I understand.
most people,
the audience,
right? And I like to challenge that, because I think that transformation is a desire humanity has. Now, if we're conscious to it or not is a different thing. And I think working and getting healings on your chakras is a really easy way of taking a step into transformation. Because I've met people that don't see themselves as creative people and end up being some of the best musicians I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Or artists, or just.
I know some people don't believe in themselves.
And it's funny because they think, they've had other and I'm one of those people. I was in a corporate world for a long time.
So wow, you made a big switch. Before we go though, and I asked you to finish up, I forgot about the last chakra. That's the one.
The seventh chakra.
Tell us about that one.
Oh,
that'll good one to end on.
The seventh chakra is your connection to your own spirit, but also to the supreme being, whatever you want to call it. Right. And it allows you to have kind of like, I call it golden nuggets. Do you ever get those little golden nuggets that are like, ooh, something's telling me to go this way, and you make the turn, and you're like, I don't know why I'm going this way. Sometimes you end up seeing like this beautiful, beautiful flower.
So we should trust
your spirit.
Trust your spirit.
Your spirit is never going to invalidate you.
I think that's a great way to end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless there's something else you'd like to say.
No, I think that sounds
because
good.
after I was asking you to do that, I thought, I didn't get to the seventh chakra. And then we have other ones, but we won't get into that now. But there's supposed to be other chakras, supposed to be like whatever.
Oh yeah, there's many of them.
But those are the main ones.
Yes.
Yes, so that's good. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Pauline.
Sheyla. Okay, so now I'm going to address the audience and tell them that we'd like to hear back from you, the viewers, on what subjects you'd like us to present for you. I mean, we could get. I'm working on a bunch of really exciting ones, but next show I'll tell you what's coming up. But we're open to suggestions you might have, and even if you'd like to be on the show, if you want to recommend somebody, please let us know. You can email us at parapsychology24@gmail.com. You can see that on your screen now. Please email us and let us know what you'd like us to talk about. Remember, it's going to be metaphysical or alternative healing, not about your dog or your cat, unless there's something metaphysical about them. So we were so glad that you watched our show today, and there will be credits at the end of the show with Sheyla's information if you want to contact her. So please let us know what you'd like to see, and then watch the credits. And thank you so much for watching another edition of Parapsychology Today. We'll see you again soon with a new topic. It'll be different. Bye now. Oh, we'd like to thank the people at MCM TV too.